What Happened This Week podcast. Just two best friends chatting in the trailer about all the things you are thinking about. Because you never know with Kim and Tricia.
Straight out of the trailer. All right, guys, coming at you another week. Little catch me up, things we've had going on. I think that you had a lot more going on than me. My life is pregnant and boring.
Well, you were there with me.
Yes, I was.
I was just a little bit more theatrical, I guess.
So it started out, I know we discussed that we were going on this trip and we were taking your boat.
Correct.
And you had gotten the boat fixed.
Correct.
And you took it on its maiden voyage after said repair, and
Absolutely.
It ran well.
It ran well till we got to the dock to get you.
But then your test run went well, and then so the following weekend we're going on our trip via boat.
About 45 miles north.
Right. So like a 2-hour boat ride, and you guys were coming to pick us up at the causeway. We got dropped off by my nephews. Thankfully they stayed.
Yes, because on our way to you guys, the engine shut down twice. And it was raining, which was like, oh my gosh, this is going to suck if it's going to rain all the way there. And James totally got anxiety. He was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't want to take this boat ride 45 miles north and then it break down. I know we have slide and glide insurance now.
Yeah, you do. I got to take care of.
Within 5 minutes, I had boat insurance.
Exactly.
You should have seen me out there, trying to uncover things, and you were asking me all these questions, and I had no clue. And James was working. I'm like, I don't know, but now I know how Yamaha does their serial numbers and how they define their years they're built, because it's not the norm. Okay. So I feel like an expert in that.
You are.
But yeah, so I thought we were going to be fine, and then when we got to the dock, James was just totally anxiety. Anyways, and so he was like, I don't know if I want to take this boat ride, Kim. I'm so nervous. We've got 8 of us. There was 8 of us on the boat. So, he's like, it was nerve-wracking for him. Granted, we did have other boats that were going to, a convoy.
Yes.
And that was kind of I was like, whatever, we'll be fine.
All of us were like, let's do it.
For sure. I was too, but I could sense his anxiety. So I'm like, all right, babe, I got to be on his side. Because if it's 7 against 1 and he's the captain, totally would suck, right?
And I'm always usually super, anxious about this.
Right.
I was like, yeah, let's just go. Who cares? You got a paddle?
Which I noticed that you were not, and I'm like, she is with child. She's going to be the only sober one on this boat for this trip, and she is okay with this.
I was like, whatever. I didn't because Mike called and he was like, hey, a couple can get on this boat and this boat. I was like, that's the feasible purpose of the trip.
Right.
So I was like that. I mean, yes, we'd still go by boat, but we're not together.
Right.
And that's really what we wanted to accomplish. But
yeah. So we decided. James made the call, and we decided to turn around and take the boat back. Which I have to say. Not knowing now, but knowing now. Not knowing then, but what I know now.
That was the best thing you could have
done. Probably
done.
the best thing ever. So.
Yeah, so then you guys bring the boat home, and then you come to Kim and Tony's house where we're at, and we all get in Jason's truck, and Stuart... Right, they get in their truck and we ride up and we stop in Fort Pierce for lunch.
I think it was 12 Buoy. Was really good.
It was very good. Highly recommended if you go there. The cute thing on their menu says something along the lines of our kitchen is small, so get another beer and prepare to wait. Something like that. It was really cute. And then we made our way to Hiram's.
Yes.
And as soon as we got there, the party was happening.
The party was already happening.
It was happening because those people had come up by boat already.
That's right.
And so they were there on Berto's brother's boat, hanging out. It was a beautiful boat, big boat.
Big boat. Nice
so
boat.
we got down there and they were ready to go. Everyone was ready to go. James got you drinks at the bar. You get your vodka tonics.
Vodka and club soda.
Yep. And we sat down, and that's when a lot of those people found out I was pregnant because we hadn't shared it with everybody yet. And they wanted to know where my drink was. I told them it would be coming in late June. At any rate, James probably brought you at least three drinks as we sat on that boat.
Yeah.
And we were on the boat for about an hour.
Yeah.
We weren't that long because I got sick.
Right.
So we got off the boat and then we went and sat at the bar. Did you eat anything?
No.
Because I want the bar food, because we had just had lunch and it had fried food with it, and a lot of the bar food on the menu was I just felt like I couldn't do another fried thing. I didn't feel well with that, but so I didn't eat, but I guess I wasn't drinking, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I should have ate.
Yes, you should have, because you were crushing them vodkas.
Oh my gosh, I was
like,
crushing them.
And then you were talking to this guy, you're talking about how we got a podcast, how professional we are. You listening to our intro, and I was like, Kim, just stop.
Did I really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And you're gonna be a guest on our show, and I was like,
who was he? Was that G Vegas?
Yes, it was G Vegas, and it was somebody else there, but it was mostly G Vegas. You were like, hey, well, we're legit. That's what
Right.
you kept saying. We're legit. I was like, yeah, it shows right now.
I'm a professional. Well, the funny thing too is, I remember sitting at the bar, and there was a bartender. I kept calling him Lumberjack.
He was a big dude.
Right. He was a big dude. The other thing I remember was funny is that because I was a captain of one of the boats, it was James.
Yes.
But Mike had put me in this group text
With a bunch of men.
Yes. So rewind real quick. So throughout the entire week, they were just kind of going back and forth, bantering like, "What boat slip are you in?" And I'm just a female, just sitting back. Like I was like, "Oh yeah," and we're in slip 17, and so there was nothing of that nature or anything. Holy mackerel! They must have went down Friday night early, and all of a sudden my phone starts blasting with videos of girls, older women dancing on the dance floor, and they're saying, "I'm going to take the blonde home." And I'm like, "Hey, I'll take the brunette home." I mean, it was so funny that these guys, I don't know that they realized there was a girl
Right.
in
And
the
luckily
group
they were,
text.
as I hear, they were pretty well behaved in terms of what they could have been.
They could have been, yeah, exactly. So that was kind of funny. So then I come to find out I get to meet the other guys that are part of the
captains
group.
And most of those captains were single guys.
Correct.
With the exception of you
Right.
and Mike Doherty.
Right.
I think everybody else was single that was on there.
Yes, yes. So I got to talk to one of them, found out I was born in Goldsboro, North Carolina. It's a very small town. It's about an hour outside of Fayetteville, or an hour outside of Raleigh, 45 minutes. So not a lot of people know about Goldsboro. I remember him saying he'd been there and they call it G Vegas. That's all she wrote. I'm like, how do you know?
And this is when I knew that things had turned. That Kim had maybe had a little bit too much to drink, because you're trying to type in your phone and your notes, G Vegas, and you can't spell it, right?
I found that note. I was wondering what that was.
And it took you about 5 minutes, and you're like deleting it back, and then you talk to like G Vegas, and then you'd be like, "Oh my god, it's so funny! Do you know this guy is from G Vegas?" I was like, "Oh,
what is his name?" It's not G Vegas.
No,
Mac. Okay, that's it. All right.
Yeah, so then the night goes on.
As it never it went from like 3:00 to midnight for me.
Yes, and so we're there celebrating Shannon's birthday. That's why there's these people that we don't know them all. Some of the people we did. I mean, that Mac, I never met him before.
No.
And there's some people we do know that are there, but so I remember we go to the bathroom and like, "Oh, I go to the bathroom." I'm like, "Okay, I'll go."
Did you see that mirror?
No, I was in the stall, and you're looking through the crack at me. You're like, "Hey, I see you. Don't sit on that toilet. You're gonna get my baby a disease. Don't sit on the toilet."
Cheese and rice.
I was like, "I'm cool. I'm hovering. We're good."
Oh my gosh.
And you're just watching me through the crack in the stall and just yelling at me.
I'm not right.
No, but hold on, you weren't the only person that wasn't right. So then remember Dan thought he was locking his wife in the bathroom.
Right.
And so he's holding the door shut. James thinks this is hilarious because James is like standing behind him. And he's like, "No, you're not coming out." And Ashley's like at the sink washing her hands. She's like, "Dan, it's not me." And he like opens the door and this older lady comes out and she's like, "Wrong person."
Well, he was smart enough. Dan was smart enough to go take a nap.
He did. He took a nap. So and then he came out like around 11:30 or so. Jason was getting his last drink at the bar, and he came back out. And I was like, he's like, "I'm good. I need another drink."
I wish I should have done that. I should have just went to bed and stayed in bed.
Yeah, you should have. So at that point, Mike had gone down to Earl's and got pizzas, and he came back, and everyone's like, "Hey, there's pizza here." And Stephen and Rhonda had gotten there. No, sorry, back up. You took James to bed.
Right. And I should again went to bed with him.
I passed you in the parking lot, and you said, "I'm putting James to bed." I said, "Are you staying there too?"
I should have.
You're like, "No, I'm good." I was like, I think maybe you should go to bed too.
I don't even know how
Try to be nice, right?
Right.
Like, try not to be like, "Girl, you are drunk, go to bed," you know? And I didn't see you for a while, right? And I was like, she must have gone to bed. This must have been when you got your sandwich.
Maybe.
Because when you came back, you had a Mick Ultra in a bottle, and you didn't get it at the bar. I think you brought it from the cooler. So that must have been when you got in the back of the truck and got your sandwich.
Well, I did get a bucket of beer delivered to my room, and it was Miller Lite.
Yeah, no, you had a Mick Ultra. You must have gotten that from the cooler with your sandwich. So,
which I still didn't eat. Somehow the sandwich ended up in the refrigerator inside the hotel room that I ate the following morning.
I bet you went and got it when you put James to bed, and that's where you put it because you're like, I'm gonna eat this later.
Yeah, see, I was planning. I'm a planner.
You're a planner.
Even when I'm drunk, I'm planning.
So you came back, and that's when Steven and Rhonda were there, and that's when you and Rhonda realized you had grown up on the same street.
Yes.
And you talked forever. You talked about somebody that you know is very important to you, and you talked and talked and talked. I think I heard the same story about 6 or 7 times, but that's okay.
Apologize for that.
It's all right. So then Mike went and got pizzas, and he came back, and like, oh, the pizzas are all in Mike's room. So we were all headed up there, me, Jason, Steven, Rhonda, and yourself, to go eat pizzas. And Mike is coming down, and I turn around and you were gone. And I was like, I don't know where she went. Hold on. So, but I'm pregnant and hungry. So I went and ate pizza. And I wasn't worried about you for a split second. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry, and thank you. And I know where I sit.
Exactly.
Pizza or Kim. Pizza goes. Whatever.
And I was like, all right. So then Jason's like, hey, like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I need to go find Kim.
What, like an hour later?
It was probably like 30 minutes.
That's great.
Maybe 40.
I could have fallen off the dock. I could have been kidnapped.
I assume you went with Mike because we crossed with Mike, and that's where you went.
Gotcha.
But I still needed to make sure you're all right because at this point you probably continue to drink more, and I need to make sure you're okay. So I go look to the bar, and everyone from the bar is gone. Kim and Tony have already gone to their room, and I go to the dance floor. Because earlier in the night, you made me go dance with you.
I remember us dancing.
This is before you put James to bed. You had us dancing to a slow song.
Okay.
In the middle of the bar. No one else is dancing. Just you and I. And we're dancing like a romantic slow song together.
What was the song?
I don't even remember.
I feel like we should tie it into...
Yeah, I'll think about it. It was a country song.
Was it?
Yes.
It was Across My Heart with George Strait.
I don't think
it comes to mind.
I don't think it was that bad of a wedding song, but
Okay.
it was like a whatever. And I'm like, these people in the bar think that we were 2 lesbians, but whatever. I'll
Different
go with
zip
it.
code, no rules.
And I was like, you know what? We're both married. They just think we're married to each other. And I asked you, I said, do you think lesbians give each other engagement? Do they both wear engagement rings, or does one wear an engagement ring? I asked you that after, like at that moment. I don't remember what your answer was, but I did ask you. At any rate, so I go to find you, and girl, you are jigging on the dance floor. You was doing some country jig. You was kicking them feet.
Now I have no shoes on.
You had taken your shoes off.
I remember not having shoes on. I just remember I felt like I was as if I needed to have like a halo of flowers on my head. And I had like, you know those monkeys that have those things in their hands that clap their hands?
Yes.
I feel like that was me.
The tambourine
Tambourines.
things,
Like I feel like I had imaginary tambourines. And I was just dancing.
And you were in a dress.
In a dress.
So we get there, and you're a little sloppy at this point.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, Kim. And you're like, I'm fine. I'm happy. Come on, dance. How's my baby? Everyone, this is my baby. Like, and rubbing my belly.
Oh, dude, that's nice.
Yes, it's okay. And Mike says, she already fell once. I said, okay. And so we're just dancing. And at this point, people are starting to, like, you're dancing in the middle of a circle, and people would start to move out of your way as you got close.
So I was that video of that girl the guy shot the night before. That's great. Classy.
And then you fell. And we get you, I'm like, Kim, we're leaving. Like, you need to go. You're like, I'm fine. I'm like, oh my God. And then you fell a third time. The third time you fell was pretty intense. Like, your hat fell off, and your beer fell. And I'm pretty sure you had the same beer from when you came down the first time to this point. Like, you didn't really drink much more, but she was holding that beer strong. And
you can't act like that and not have a beer in your hand.
Exactly.
Because that just would,
they just crazy.
They think I'm crazy.
And so they go to help you up, and you get up, and you're like on all fours.
That's great.
But your dress is flipped up in the back, facing the entire bar. Oh. And that's when I was like, get it together. You're going to bed. And you're like, no. And I was like, you are going to bed. I'm done. So Jason and I pick you up, and I go get your shoes from Shannon. And he's at one side of you, and I have the other, and we start walking across the parking lot because you were going to bed. I was like, Kim, no.
Thank you. I had to say thank you.
And Stuart is sitting on like the side, and him and her, and him and Kelsey are sitting there, and he's like, "Where are you going?" And he says something, and I just give him like death eyes, like, "Shh, shut up, don't let her hear you," because you're like, "Who's over there?" I was like, "Nobody. There's nobody there. You don't need to go there." And Stuart's like, "What?" I'm like, "Shut up, just shut up. No, don't talk to her. Like, she's on the path to bed, you know." We passed this guy pushing a shopping cart. He works for Hiram's. I don't know what he was like, maybe moving beers from bars or something. And you're like, "Hey, can I ride your shopping cart?" And he's like, "No." You're like, "What?" he won't let me ride his shopping cart. He a jerk. I was like, oh, yeah, he is. So at this moment, we get to our building, and I realize, oh my God, Kim is the only one of us on the second floor.
That's
like,
right.
how could this possibly have happened?
I was buying the view.
Exactly.
Buying the view.
So Jason takes the lead, and I get behind you, and I told you, I'm like, because you're like, I'm good. You wouldn't even hold on to the side, the railing. But Kim, you need to hold the railing because you fall backwards. You're taking me out. You're like, I ain't hurting my baby.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
Okay, so we get to your door, and I'm like, Kim, I need your key. I don't got it. I was like, oh my God, give me your purse. So I'm digging through your purse, and you just think this whole thing is so funny.
I'm laughing now thinking about it.
my God.
I don't remember any of this.
That's why I'm telling the story, not you. And so we get to your room and we open the door, and it looks like you have a dead body in your bed. Because all we see are these legs like sticking off the end of the bed. Shoes are still on. And like, what is going on? It's James.
That's my hubby.
On top of the covers.
He passed out like at 6, I'm sure.
Yeah, and hadn't moved, obviously.
Yeah.
So we get in there, and you just think everything is funny. And Jason is like, no, you need to lay down right now. Kim, just sit down. I'll push you back. No, we gotta go party. I was like, Kim, we are not partying. And you're like, no, I need another beer. I'm like, you don't need another beer. And then you're like pulling James's pants down. I was like, Kim, I don't need to see James's butt. I was like, no. And then you're just like, just put me here. Like, Kim, stop. And you're like, no. And so finally, Jason like tackles you twice and gets you in bed.
Poor thing. Oh my God.
And I hadn't seen more Prescott butt in my life than I saw that night. I saw James's butt. I saw Kim's butt. Like, I saw a lot of Prescott
Lord.
butt. And so we finally get you in there. I take the remote control away from you. So I finally get you in there. And you're like, I told you, don't leave. Because I was worried. We're on the second floor. Like, you're so drunk that if you came down the stairs, you would have fallen. You would have been hurt. I lost my Kimmy. So Jason, I was like, I'll just sit here. Jason's like, you're not babysitting. I was like, but she might get hurt. Like, I can't, you know.
That would have been weird if I woke up and you were sitting in the chair.
Was staring at you.
What?
Oh my God. So he's like, she's fine. So I'm like, all right. So we walk out, we shut your door, we get to the bottom of the stairs, and I hear giggles, and I look up, and you're looking down the stairwell at me, and I turned around, I was like, get back there. You were like a little kid. You're like, hee hee hee. You ran to your room and shut the door.
Oh my God.
I turn around, and Liddy's like, there's this lady there. She's like, everything okay? I was like, yeah, everything's fine. Is she like management with the hotel?
Oh jeez.
And she's like, I'm just doing my check. Everything right? I was like, oh yeah, it's fine. My friend just put her to bed. She drank too much.
Oh my gosh.
So that's where I left you.
Well, I thank you for babysitting me.
Yes.
And I'm glad you came to find me. Because
Yes.
I don't know what would have happened if I'd been on the dance floor and not put to bed.
Yes.
Like, there's docks, it's in a different town, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You never know. So I thank you for thinking of me to come get me to put me to bed.
So then I go back downstairs, and you know your concern is like, I hope no one's talking about her. Like when I go down, and I told Jason that because I'm sober.
Right.
And like, no one's talking about her. Like, we're leaving. Like, right now, like everyone's been drinking. I don't think there's someone talking bad about you. I feel like I would defend you even if you did it to yourself. You know, no one did. No worries. No one talked bad about you. You know.
Well, it's funny. Shannon showed me the video last night. Of us taking shots, but I had bought you one. I took yours.
Well, duh, of course you bought me one.
I'm like, they each have a shot, and I have like 2 shots in front of me, and I'm like, why do I have 2 shots? Like, you bought one for Trish with the intentions of knowing she wasn't going to drink it. I just needed, so I think that's what got me.
Yes,
the
that
shots.
definitely.
So I may have been, nursing a beer, but I'm pretty sure I was liquored up on shots.
Yeah, so we got back there, and so then Mike fills me in on the moments from when I left you in the crossroads of getting pizza and when I came back to find you on the dance floor. Apparently, so Shannon and Ashley had left because Mike had been gone for such a long time at Earl's, so Shannon's like, I'm going to go find him at Earl's. So she got a ride down to Earl's, and Mike got a ride back from Earl's, so they must have crossed and obviously didn't see each other. It's night. They don't even know whose car they're in or whatever. And so when Mike came back, Jason called Shannon and was like, hey, Mike is here. She's like, explains why we can't find him at Earl's. So we told Mike, and so Mike's like, well, I'm going to walk down there. He told Shannon, I'll meet you halfway. Like, you guys walk back and I'll walk you back. So you went with him. Apparently.
Oh, Lord.
Y'all found a bench and sat on this bench, and you challenged him to a contest of who could put their foot behind their head, their leg behind their head.
Classy.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing a dress.
A dress.
Oh my god.
Fortunately for yourself and Mike and everybody else, you wore panties.
Good, because
Yes.
I don't normally do that.
Yeah, you had panties on. And then in your first attempt to put your foot behind your head, you fell backwards into the bushes.
Nice.
So
Classy.
Mike has described, I think you had some like teal panties on apparently, because
yeah.
he saw, what did he say the other night? He said that your dress became like a tent over your face.
Golly.
Yeah.
What do you do with that?
Yeah, and then he also told me that you were trying to cheat on me in our podcast world with him.
I apologize.
That you wanted to start a podcast with Mike.
I don't recall that. I think he's making that up just to try to. I think he's trying to throw a wrench in this.
Yeah, I want to know if you all signed a friendship agreement over it.
We didn't. But apparently, what did I called it walking and talking with Kim
And
Mike. I apologize. I didn't know I was podcast cheating on you.
Which we have since taken over the domain of Walking and Talking.
That's right. So we own it.
Yep.
And so he just wanted he was trying to get me away from you.
That's it. He was trying to steal my best friend.
He's trying to steal you. That's what it was.
That's right. Well, that's because you're so awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. And you know what? He is going to be a podcast guest too.
Yeah, he'll be on a lot. You guys will love him. So the next morning, we go to breakfast. I texted you and my sister and said, hey, we're going to go to breakfast. And your response said something like, that's how you're feeling. You're like, oh my God, we're not going to breakfast. You said, I think I broke the toilet.
Yep.
And I said, force or flush? Because I didn't know. Did you break it physically, or sometimes when you're not feeling well, you flush a lot and it gets clogged. So you told me by force. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure how that happened. Me
neither. I had a big bruise on my knee, and both of my elbows were scratched up. They're starting to heal better.
Much better.
Mm-hmm. I believe I threw up in the toilet, and I think trying to sober up, throwing up is always a good idea. But I somehow took the seat and it knocked it across the wall. So
the seat, like the round
actual seat,
part?
the round part.
Okay.
Like it came off its hinges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they have replacements for that.
Yeah, I hope
Have you gotten a bill?
No, I haven't gotten a bill for it.
Okay.
And it was funny because, like, Tuesday I get an email. I see Captain. I'm like, oh god, like that stomach. And
Yeah,
feeling,
like,
I'm
we need to discuss the damages of your room.
They're just like, thank you for your stay. I'm like, you're welcome. I'm like, I hope that they plan for those kind of events of toilets to break, and not the entire toilet, but just that. And James's hat and sunglasses were in the shower. Neither one of us took a shower that night, so I still don't understand that one. But yeah, it was a really rough morning.
Yeah, there was a moment in your room as we're trying to convince you to lay down where James moved, and I thought to myself, I wonder if James is actually awake, and he's thinking, let them deal with her.
No, that man's a log. When you put him down for the count, he is out. Ain't nothing waking him up. A hurricane could hit the house or a burglar, and would not at all. Yeah, it was definitely rough. So that's why I'm glad that we didn't take the boat ride home.
Right, because that would have been a mess.
That would have been hell. I mean, I was just sick. I ate my sandwich that morning out of the cooler. That was rough. It was kind of a quiet ride home, too.
It was not nearly as fun as the ride up. No. And poor Shannon had been, sick with, a broncho thing, leading up to this for her birthday weekend. And so she wasn't feeling all that great coming into this. And then she didn't drink nowhere near as much as you, but she didn't drink much at all.
I don't think anyone drank as much as me.
Yeah, no, but she didn't drink much at all, but she still didn't, on Sunday, didn't feel well just from being sick, and so they did not ride back by boat. They actually drove home with Dan and Ashley, and, so I think for a lot of people, that ride home may have been a little rough. I think one of your captains was taking on water.
Yeah, I heard that someone said I guess the bilge pump didn't work.
Yeah.
Which we had to replace ours. Which is crazy because love Amazon. Bought that thing on Amazon for $22. You go to the local boat store and it was $80. So the bilge pump wasn't working.
Did you ever find out what was wrong with your boat?
No. James said, let's take it out for another ride. Why would we do that just to know? Well, we got Slide and Glide. So, hey.
You got Slide and Glide. They'll come and get you. Progressive will come get you.
Yeah, no. Well, we know that it's not holding the gas. There's a pump that stays hard, which is what the gas is going through. And for some reason, that ball is
that happened to us. So
you had to replace your gas pump, right?
Yeah, so 2 weeks before, about the weekend before our wedding, James and I, it's not my husband, but Jason and I were driving and Fishing in the Dark came on.
Okay.
And I love that song, and I was like, oh my God, we should totally go fishing tonight. Jason was like, what? Absolutely, So we go, and his friend Beefcake came with us, the three of us, and we go out, like 9:30, whatever. And we get to like, we got bait, and we go on the other like flats or whatever we were. Anyway, and we go to move, and the boat won't start. And I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. At this point, it's probably like 11:30, 12. And Jason's like back there like MacGyver, and he rigs this up with like a Ziploc bag and a Publix bag and a zip tie to keep like the pressure in there.
Right.
And he moves to a new spot. I'm thinking, oh, we're definitely going home. The boat's running. We need to go now, right? It's almost midnight. Oh no, we're on the fish, Kim.
Oh, okay.
You can't on the
leave.
fish. You got to stay on the fish.
Yeah, you don't leave.
And I'm like, okay, and then it's like 1:00, and I'm just tired, and I don't want another beer. Like, I'm just tired. Like, yeah, you get that full feeling, and I'm like, ugh. So I go and lay like on the chair or whatever at the back of the boat, and they're still fishing because it's hot.
Right.
And I'm like, and I appreciate that, and I understand that, but when you're tired, and it's now 2:00 in the morning, and then 3:00 in the morning,
oh my
and
God.
all I hear Jason say to Beef, he says, yeah, man, we're gonna have to get going sooner, or else I'm not gonna be able to she's not gonna marry me next weekend. I was so,
wow.
And so as soon, and I'm thinking, is this boat gonna start? Anyway, so it does. It starts, and it gets us home, and Beef falls asleep like the second we start moving, and I'm just like, man, you guys, I'm annoyed, right? And Beef's wife was his girlfriend at the time, and they're married now, Haley. Like, he hadn't called her at all since we had left, and I'm thinking, you know, and so she was a little, I from what I heard was like, you could have at least called me. I mean, we didn't get home until like 4:00 in the morning. Like this, you know, she's probably making, is he okay?
Right.
Damn men and their fish. But yeah, so that happened to us, and apparently fish is always more. We did not have Slide and Glide, and we had like Towboat US or whatever it was. But yeah, so yeah, that's our boat story with that.
Yeah, there's nothing but a hole of money. I'm ready to sell it. I told James on the way back when we were put on the dock, I said, I'm putting a for sale sign on that bitch. I'm getting either a pontoon or a camper.
Yeah. No, we sold ours. It was like the best day. It was, you know, I mean, I was a little sad, like to see it go or whatnot, but we didn't use it nearly as much. At that time, when we sold it, we had just gotten pregnant with Reagan, and it was like, we knew this wasn't going to be something we could use much with a toddler, with an infant and then a toddler. And then we knew we were going to eventually have another baby. And so it was going to be probably 4 years before we could steadily be out on the boat again. Why are we going to have this thing sit in our driveway for 4 years?
Right.
So,
no, it makes complete sense. Yeah, definitely.
Well, so I think that, really wraps this up. I really hope that by maybe August, maybe my birthday, September, we'll probably maybe have a story of like this one for me.
Yeah.
Because I could drink then.
I don't think you could get like that. I don't think I've ever seen you like... Oh, I don't even know how I was like. I just know what I felt like the next morning.
I don't ever get like that bad because I'll get sick before that happens. Like I would throw up before that happened.
Well, I did throw up, but I continued on.
I don't have that mechanism in me.
I remember throwing up somewhere. I just don't know where.
Oh,
hopefully it wasn't at the bar. It wasn't in my room.
So. No, I don't know. I didn't see. Nobody said anything.
But I'm usually pretty like stealth-like. Like if I feel it coming, I'll get up. Well, except for the one time at Charlie's. But that was years ago. But typically when I feel it coming, I will excuse myself and go find a bush.
Right.
Do my thing, come back,
and be like,
drink more, let's do this. Yeah, because I don't want to be that guy. But yeah, because I'm full, you know, like I'm full of alcohol. Like you gotta get rid of it.
Yeah, so I mean, we intend to have stories from the DD, which obviously is me, but this one I think needed its own place because it was
definitely
it was all you.
Yeah.
And it was a whole story that was
like I was like I had like a hangover for like 2 days. Like
I hate that. Like it's happened to me a few times. Usually involves you. I think one time I was partying at your house in the garage. And I think it was like 3 days it took me to get over that.
As you get older, you just can't. And you know, it's so weird because I don't normally drink in unfamiliar places because I'm like spot on, right? Because I'm just leery of anything going on and I'm just being cautious of my surroundings.
Right. And no, you told me though, because I said to you, I was like, oh, you're not going to because you're in a place that you don't know. And you always make sure that it's either, like if you and James drink together, it's always at home. Like one of you or the other gets out when you're out in public. But and you're like, no. I'm turning it up this weekend. And I was like, really? You're out of town. Like, you have your boat. We're supposed to. And this is ahead of time. And James is going to be drinking. You're like, nope. This weekend I'm turning it up. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Well,
and you turned it up full blast.
Yeah. I was, ooh. goodness, I've turned up to about 100.
You did.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
You brought it.
I brought my A game.
But you did get some commitment for some guests.
I did.
Yes.
I did. You're right. See, I was working it as unprofessional or as professional as I thought I was.
The best part was they had been drinking all day.
Right.
They had come by boat on Friday. So
Right.
they got up Saturday and went fishing, I think, or went a boat ride or whatever. So they had been drinking all day. So their conversation was probably, oh, that girl was so funny.
Right.
They forgot the whole middle part about that. They remember G Vegas, I'm sure, other than that.
Yeah. That was I was definitely a hoot. So well, thank you for taking care of me.
Anytime.
I appreciate you. James was passed out, so I needed to have someone there. So as always, you are my person.
That's it.
And you took care of me, so I don't plan on having another night like that for a while. Maybe once you have the baby, we can go and celebrate. Then James and Jason have to take care of us.
I think it's once a quarter. I think you get one of these nights once a quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, that one, though, that's like a once a year. I don't think I have one once a quarter.
You don't have to worry about it. I definitely... as soon as I got home, I just laid there, in the dark. I couldn't even eat anything. I was like, this sucks so bad. Why do I do this?
I saw a meme that said something like, when you have a hangover, you're praying and you're going through about, this will never happen to me. I'm never doing this again. This was terrible. Until the next story, and then you do it. Exactly. So I hope you guys found this story as humorous as I did.
Don't forget to check out our website. It's super easy. It's whathappenedthisweek.com. You can sign up for our VIP mailing list. You'll be the first one to know when a new episode drops, as well as any promotions or when we have updated our blog. Our blog will include our show notes, so you guys definitely have to check that out. And we're going to include a funny picture that either describes the episode from our past, or I'm going to have to dig in the vault.
See, whatever we've been talking about, hopefully we can find something in there. It's definitely a tough one to find. Old pictures.
Old pictures.
All my stuff's in storage, remember? Yes.
That's right. And definitely make sure that wherever you're listening to podcasts, please subscribe. We want to know that you like listening to us, that you're downloading the episodes. It just makes us happy. And if you hate us, that's fine too. Just let us know either way.
Don't forget, we'll talk about it.
And thanks so much, guys. And just always remember,
we're just
saying what you're thinking.